Alrighty, we're in the Endgame now.
Oh God!
How many times have we made that?
I actually just realised that this cup kind of has a spoiler for Endgame.
Can I see?
How so?
Because it has Hawkeye, Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, Thor.
To be fair,
No Black Widow.
no marketing ever has women in their merchandise, so...
That's true, but also it's pretty funny that all the characters that are missing, no Black Widow.
Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah.
You should know by now.
Yeah.
The
title, the end game.
It's on the cover. What's it called? The title.
Yeah, it's in the title. It's probably a second part, probably a secondary part of the video, so you guys should know by now. We're going to talk Endgame.
Endgame and the spoilers. But first, what did we think of it? Like, did you enjoy it?
I thought it was great, Mr. Stark.
It was great. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
I was very pleased with it.
I think I had just a couple of issues with it.
I think I prefer Infinity War.
Yeah. But
Which might be a controversial thing to say, and I don't know.
Yes and no.
I think I prefer
I think
Infinity
the highs of Endgame are higher, but I think the lows are lower than Infinity Wars. But Infinity War altogether is just a more solid.
I think Endgame for me is more of a consistency. It's just a consistently good thing. I'm not even consistent. I can feel it ramping up. I can feel it slowly building to where it needs to go. Whereas Infinity War takes me on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I will say this. I really love the way it starts. I love... Because I don't know about your guys' viewing, but in our screening, we had just watched a trailer, and it just started. You're just in the scene with Hawkeye and his daughter.
Yeah.
And everyone was kind of half talking to each other still, and then there was kind of this is it. Oh, this is it. Oh, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
And you kind of it just happens.
Yeah.
And
when
the moment happens and they dust away, oh man, did that suck.
Yeah.
I felt that one. I was like, God, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Jesus.
See, I think I would have went, oh no, that sucks. If if I didn't see that was coming, and two, if I gave a shit about Hawkeye and or his family,
See, I think people who are
I give a fuck about Hawkeye, and they gave me more fucks to give in this movie.
I think people who are I don't give a fuck about Hawkeye, I just don't get it, because I think Hawkeye's a great character. I think he's fan-fucking-tastic. I don't see why people don't like him. But also, it's a man's family. Have some compassion. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, that's the only... sympathy that I got was it's a man's family.
Yeah, and so but I think that was a really powerful way to start.
Yeah,
is to just get into it.
So before I watched this, I also watched the dusting, but all four of them parts from the three from Infinity War, which on the planet, on Earth, and on Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? Or the third one, and the
post-credit scene.
The post-credit scene, and that was really cool watching them all time up and then seeing all the effects that way. And now I want to see the re-edited version with this in it now.
Oh, that's so cool.
Just all the dustings. Yeah. It's a cool thing to watch.
Yeah.
But it's a great way to start the movie. And then the opening credit sequence itself was well, it's not the Marvel thing. It's a song.
Yeah.
Which they don't do.
No.
But then it rolls into a Guardians clip.
It's definitely the most different movie they've done so far. It's different.
Yeah.
It feels like a swan song. It feels like an ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It is, yeah.
There's no post-credit scene.
It doesn't have post-credit scene.
No, but it does have the sound effect at the end.
I did not hear that, but I've seen the reports of that.
Yeah, so there is the sound effect, a clanging of metal, which is reportedly, it's the sound of Tony Stark in the cave in the very first Iron Man film, making the Iron Man suit when he's banging the hammer. That's the last thing in the movie. At the very end of the credits, that's the last sound.
Did you stay to the end of the credits?
Yeah, but it was too loud in the cinema because everyone's like, "Oh my god, there was no post credits."
Yeah, I think that was my issue.
No, there was everyone went "Aww" in our cinema, and then you just hear "Kung, kung."
Yeah, I didn't hear the kung.
And it's just three. I think it's 3 or 4 hits. But it is the sound of Iron Man making his first suit. So I was that's a nice little.
There's a couple of nice little things
Yeah.
Let's just get into it.
Well, now they've put multiverse and time travel into the Marvel Cinematic.
They done multiverse.
Yes, they have.
Explained it in the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was that multiverse or just
No,
multiverse by separate timelines?
Yeah,
Yes, yeah. Alternate universes absolutely exist.
And now we have a Loki with a Tesseract.
So, where do we want to start? Like, because I've got like how everything like builds off, like everything moving forward, or do we want to talk about the movie itself now?
Let's talk about the movie itself.
Okay.
Talk about the movie itself first.
Let's just go right fucking into it.
Yeah.
I had a lot of like emotions happening, but I couldn't cry. Crying wasn't triggering.
No, I
for me.
wasn't crying, but I was definitely like a lot of.
Yeah.
And
The things that made me cry was specifically when his daughter, Tony's daughter, was like, "Can I have a cheeseburger?"
Yes.
I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Because that's the first thing Tony wants when he gets back from Afghanistan is a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that like triggered the cry.
No, that was
button.
perfect. Yeah.
Like, Iron Man is like not one of my favorite Avengers. Like I have so many problems with the character because he's so inconsistent across the movies. I think, but like Iron Man 1, fucking solid. I love that depiction and that movie.
Yeah.
And for his daughter to say I want a cheeseburger and for Happy to be there, just like you can have as many cheeseburgers as you want. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
that was a really beautiful moment. That was. gorgeous.
and like even Pepper saying you can finally rest now. Like that was a line that they only set up in this movie, but like it is his character. He doesn't rest and he can rest. I'm like,
Yeah.
what was the other line that made me cry?
I am Iron Man.
No, that was just.
I was like, that could have been done better, but I really liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was perfect.
I think it was great. Like yeah.
Yeah.
Cap and Steve. Cap and
Cap and Steve.
Yeah, that does happen.
Oh man, that's one of my favorite.
It's so
I
fucking
can do
good.
this all day.
Yeah, I know.
I know. Just it's so good.
That's so. But you know,
It's
Cap
so-
and Peggy is what made me cry because I really do like that relationship.
Cap and Peggy, I liked.
The Last Dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cap and Peggy was great. I really loved the moment between Cap and Falcon.
Yeah.
Where he asks like, "How does it feel?" And he says, "It feels like it's made for someone else." You're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's a like." I love the fact that Sam is gonna be the next. Like, I love it.
I didn't expect it. I thought it was going to be Bucky.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Bucky is my favorite Captain America just because of what those stories are in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
But this version of Bucky does not want to fight anymore. Every time
he's done.
Like he is so done. And I know they're getting their own TV show, which we'll talk about later. But like. He is done. Like he cannot be Captain America in this universe, which I am perfectly okay with. Sam makes sense. He's young. He knows the horrors of war, but he's not tired from it.
Yeah.
I love that final battle sequence. I think it's fucking amazing.
Before we get to that,
okay.
Well, I want to talk about something a little less intense.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Captain America's little nod to the Hell Hydra?
So because I thought they were just going to replicate the elevated fight sequence.
Yes.
Like, that's one of my favorite things from like movies in general.
Okay. Before we go, we're going to stop again because there's so much to under. But basically, what happens? Because I'm going to explain this to people.
It's a spoiler cast.
But I just need to get it in my head.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
We just need to
explain it for you.
Because you've got the thing where they go, they find Thanos, they kill him. That doesn't help.
They decapitate him.
They just decapitate him straight up. And so when that happened, and then they put up the thing that says 5 years later, that was the moment where I turned to Dylan in my chair and was like, and he looked at me and said, I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do now.
Yeah.
Like we had no clue where they were going from here.
Yeah.
What was it?
Elevator scene.
Elevator scene. I was waiting for them to redo the elevator scene. That's
Yeah.
what I thought was
What
going to
I
happen.
did like about it is like what these characters, because these characters have already experienced what all of these people's like motives are.
Yeah.
So they were like, yeah, okay, I know what they're gonna want. So they didn't even have to fight.
Yeah.
They knew what they needed to do.
Unplug Kyron.
Cheers.
There are two moments with the Cap sequence that I love. One is the, I could do this all day, and he's like, I know.
Yeah.
But the second one is when he's got him choked, and he just whispers like, Bucky's alive, because he knows.
Yeah, that's his
that he would
weakness.
let go and go,
Yeah.
What are you talking about? They just fucking elbows him in the face.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so good. Because I love how irreverent the whole thing is. They go back in time. They play with their own scenes. They don't. They don't treat the movies with like this big. They don't treat them holy.
I liked how they added more into some of what the older stuff was.
Yeah.
Like the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And they all went down the elevator and they're like, whoa, no, you take the stairs.
Yes, yeah. And Hulk is like, no! I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's so good. I'm going to start on my criticism. After having time to think about it, Thor is my least favourite Avenger. I don't like Thor.
Like, at all? Like,
Not at all. I like his movies and I think he's okay, but out of the Avengers, he's the one I care about the least.
I think the reason I don't like him is because his character's always so up and down. Like, in Ragnarok, he was fucking strong.
Yeah.
In Infinity War, he was even stronger. And in Endgame, he's like, eh.
I get that. I get why, though, because like he's been beaten and he's been beaten down and all that kind of stuff. But I don't like what they did to Thor.
My housemate is a huge fan of Thor from mythology and she says she doesn't want to watch this movie again. She's seen it twice now, and just because of the depiction of Thor. And I am, even me, like Thor, I do like Thor from Ragnarok on. But even then, I'm like, this is just not good humor. It's not, and it's mean humor for like both Thor and fat people in general.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, it's not good.
I understand why they did it. And I get
I don't mind the idea of fucking depressed Thor, but the comedy that they put around it is not healthy.
It just, for me, it played itself out too long.
Exactly.
What I
that
wanted,
as well.
like, I was pretty happy because, like, again, I don't like Thor, so seeing him that way actually made me pretty happy.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck Thor. But what I thought was going to happen was that they were going to do that gag and then, I don't know, give him 4 days in the hyperbolic time Asgard or whatever.
Or get the hammer and then fucking ripped again. That's what I thought was going to happen.
And I thought they were just going to do that because, like, I kept remembering the shot from the trailer where it's Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor from behind and they're just walking. And, like, I think the problem I have with it is that Thor is a pivotal part of the team and a pivotal part in most of the really epic scenes, and it completely undercuts it when you see him looking like that.
Yeah.
Like, he just... Because every time he did something pretty badass in the final scene, the whole cinema laughed. Because you couldn't take him seriously. And I was like, that... Oh, it just... I think that's the reason I don't like it as much as Infinity War, because it undercuts its own importance with one character.
Yeah.
Then I also realised, like... On the flip side, they did a really good job because I didn't realise until I saw this movie, like, how little Thor was in all of the trailers.
Yeah.
And how much they hid him. But I felt like he was going to be there, but he was hidden in most of the trailers.
And he was in the trailers. Like, he's in the Captain Marvel, in the hammer scene.
Yeah, but that's in the first, like, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I would have thought that he would have spent more time with Captain Marvel in that time and not been depressed. Because
Captain Marvel's got other space shit to do.
He also can do space shit. So I was like, maybe he would just go with her and like try to figure out other shit, or maybe do something of importance. Maybe try to find a new Asgard.
He made New Asgard. That's what.
On Earth, but like maybe he could do anything else. But he was like, nah, I'm gonna sit here. How many people in the cinema went when they saw Cork playing Fortnite?
No one.
We didn't get that.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
We had a couple people go, hey, like everyone sort of like, huh, yeah,
I just
all
had
right.
everyone go, fuck.
The only problem I have with that is that it really dates the movie.
It specifically dates
the movie really badly because it means in 20 years when the people watch that they'll be like, what is Fortnite?
And also, it's a weird thing because I'm pretty sure Infinity War is set in 2018. The 5 years later that makes it set in 2023.
Yes.
Which means it predicts that Fortnite is still going to be relevant in 2023, or that it's funny in 2023 that they're still playing this game that barely supported.
I think it's more when you think about the fact that half of the planet has disappeared. It's probably the last video game that was ever made.
It's probably just because Taika Waititi wanted Call to be...
No, because it's the actual game. Fortnite Avengers crossover that they did last year.
That's what I'm saying. And they were like, he probably just wanted him to be playing a game, and then Disney was like, yeah, cool, he can be playing this game because we're in a...
Would have been cool for like Spider-Man or... Spider-Man.
Pretty funny if it was Spider-Man.
You know what would be funny though is if I wonder if that scene
if he was playing as Thanos in Fortnite.
That scene is not written in such a way where you can tell what the exact game is it? Like, apart from seeing it on the screen, they don't mention the words Fortnite.
No.
You could probably replace it with the Avengers game in like a DVD release or future releases. You could probably just replace what's on the screen with whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
As long as it's a multiplayer online game, you can do whatever you want. So that's probably a pretty smart move there.
I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Thor is the biggest problem I have with this movie.
It's mine as well for different reasons, but on the same.
Yeah. Also,
thing.
on the other side of it as well, I was disappointed in Captain Marvel's appearance here. She's there at the start, she's there at the end, and then she does fuck all in the middle.
Yeah.
It was a bit weird because they're like, oh, we have a way to actually help and do something now. And she's like, yeah, but I'm helping these other guys on this planet, so I don't think I should help in rectifying the entire situation.
Yeah, I just didn't get what the fuck was going on with her, because she starts off being so after seeing Captain Marvel, I was on board with Captain Marvel. I was like, fuck yeah, this chick's cool. I'm looking forward to this. And even after the trailers, I was like, I'm so looking forward to seeing what she can do. And then they do that opening bit where it's like, oh yeah, where were you? And she's like, well, the other planets don't have you. And I'm like, yeah, okay, good point. But also, they're trying to fix all of this. So all the problems you're having with other planets are solved if you help them. So why are you being a bitch about it? I don't understand.
Yeah.
And then when they do get to Thanos and they kill him and it doesn't do anything, and she just fucks off.
She's still got space to patrol and do stuff.
Yeah, but then the Avengers all come up with this plan and they didn't call her again?
My thing is an actual production thing, is that she was filming this just before she did Captain Marvel.
Right.
So, one, there wasn't an actual solid character written out. Well, there's probably a script for it, but who knows if the Russos had knew what was going on with that properly, because they had their own script to help write.
Because maybe that's it. Because I think
it's literally production issues.
Yeah, because I feel like the Captain Marvel in the Captain Marvel movie is confident.
Yeah.
The Captain Marvel in Endgame is arrogant.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem I have with it.
Yeah.
But she is important. Don't get me wrong. She's really pivotal to the moments in the film. The start and the end of the film need her.
Yeah.
She does the massive damage to Thanos' ship.
She saves Tony and Nebula.
Yeah. She's, like I said, she's incredibly pivotal to the start and incredibly pivotal to the end. She needs to be there, but she disappears in the middle, and it's really frustrating.
Especially because she's in all the marketing.
Yeah. And like I said, the character feels underdeveloped, and if she filmed this before she filmed the Captain Marvel movie, then that makes sense.
And she did say that when she filmed Endgame that she was nervous because she hadn't been that character yet. It was around other people who had been these characters for 10 years.
Right.
Yeah.
If she is in Avengers 6, she's going to be a more solid version of that character. 5, you're right. Yeah, no, I skipped one.
Yeah.
I always think that there's more because Civil War.
No, yeah, Civil War is practically an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
But I love
one thing about Captain Marvel that got me, and it was the girl power scene. And it's not because it's girl power. The thing I got annoyed at is they put all those characters in there, and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to help her. But then they didn't do anything. They just showed them powering up. And that's it.
No, they do a sweeping shot of them going in, and Valkyrie looks really fucking cool tearing up one of those Chitauri things.
Yeah. But it lasts for 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's not long enough.
I would have really appreciated if it was a proper, at least
like an Avengers
seconds.
1, like the sweeping through the city. Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah, but they just show one at a time, and it started they paid more attention on them walking than them actually doing anything.
Yeah. I liked how they did Scarlet Witch. I liked how she was pissed. She was so good.
And it was so good because, I was pointing out, she is one of the strongest Avengers.
Yes.
When it was shown that she was trying to destroy an Infinity Stone versus 5 other Infinity Stones at the end of Infinity War. And then when she hasn't got to destroy an Infinity Stone against Thanos, that's why she fucks him up so much.
Yeah, she takes him on one-on-one and she fucking beats the shit out of him. And it's amazing to watch. Yeah. She takes him on and she's so cool. I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
What did you think about Captain America with Mjolnir?
Oh, I love that.
I literally screamed, fuck yeah. And I do not like talking in cinemas. I had my housemate and another friend next to me, and they were just non-stop talking. Can we just please be quiet?
Yeah, everyone was talking the whole time.
And I'm not for me because I don't care, but it's more for the people around me.
Yeah.
So I don't like talking, but when I said, when that happened, fuck yeah, I launched my hand up. Because, What the
was,
fuck? Yeah.
Yes, it was the cool. Like the entire cinema in mine was just like, woo!
Yeah.
Like they were just like, oh, that's
I
so cool.
I saw it raising, and I'm like, oh, is Thor like just doing it with his mind?
Yeah.
And then Cap grabbed it, and I was like, holy shit!
Yeah.
So good. And my favorite part of that sequence is Thor shouting, "I knew it!"
Yeah,
Like,
I knew it. And then like
Yeah.
Cap doing this shield and hammer thing by himself.
Yes.
Like that, they did that in Age of Ultron, like that, like them co-oping, and that was
Yeah.
fun. But him doing it by himself was so fucking cool.
and,
And then like
I
I
like
didn't.
that he can throw the shield and it'll come back, and he also throws the Mjolnir and it comes back. So it's just like when he throws the shield, and then Thanos dodges it, and then he throws the hammer, and Thanos dodges it again, but then they hit each other on the way through.
Yes.
And then Thanos goes,
Oh, it's
Like
so
that
good.
choreography, like. Was so good. And
Yeah.
like from this point on, it's really hard to actually remember what was going because I kind of blacked out for some of it because there's so much happening.
Yeah, there's so much happening in that last like 15, 20 minutes. It's just
Before-
like, oh!
Before the people show up again at the end, I really love the shot of Captain America with his busted shield versus all of Thanos' armor.
Yeah.
Just that shot, like, well, it is a CG picture.
It was cool because
it's,
he was like, yeah, we're going to fucking die, but I'm going to at least try it. And then
Yeah.
they all came back.
and then
Yeah.
and when you see the
and-
sling ring, what are they called? Portal.
Yeah.
I'm like, here we go. And then
Yeah.
the Black Panther crew walk out.
Oh,
and,
it's
just-
so good.
and then
It's
all the
so
fucking
good.
wizards and all of Wakanda. And
Yeah.
Everyone came through, and then Doctor Strange was like, is that everyone? And then is it Wong?
Wong, yeah.
Wong's like, you want more?
Oh.
And Ant-Man comes out and is like, here you go.
Like the only part that I didn't like was like when the Guardians show back up from Titan. Like it's like that, and then it's like the Star-Lord's here. Like Star-Lord can get fucked.
Yeah.
Like because like
No.
I love Star-Lord.
Everyone needs to chill on the Star-Lord hate.
I
Just-
like if you think about it, if you think about who Star-Lord is,
No,
he-
that's the thing.
like-
Like that makes sense. Like that's not a writer's issue. That's not anything. That scene is inevitable, which is why I hate what he did. I don't necessarily hate the character. I hate what he did
yeah.
because they needed a second movie out of it.
Yeah.
No, not just that, but like if you look at it scripting wise,
Yeah.
or even lore wise,
Yeah.
the thing that Star-Lord does in that movie takes place after Doctor Strange has gone through and looked at all the possible outcomes. Which means this is one of the outcomes, and he needed to do that to win
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So like I don't get the hate there. Like I get it. Yeah, they could have stopped him there, but
Yeah.
like truth be told, no, because that if they did stop him there, then they would have lost permanently. Because I bet you that's one of the 14 million outcomes. So
To be fair,
like,
14 billion isn't all the outcomes. Like there could
No.
have been another 16 billion, and like there's more outcomes to
yeah,
come.
maybe, but like he went through enough of them, and if only
Yeah.
one, like yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I get why people don't like Star-Lord, but we're getting to Guardians Volume 3, and I'm
Yeah.
sure he'll redeem himself.
I fucking love that.
I hope it's not called Volume 3. I want it to be called As Guardians of the Galaxy, as Thor calls it. Like, that was a fan term for, like, the last year or so.
Yeah.
And then, but when this happened, I think it's a comic book at the moment.
Huh.
So I want the third movie to be called As Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
which I don't know if they will.
Okay, so any more bits from the actual movie you want to touch on before we start talking about what this means?
The MCU was saved by a rat.
Oh yeah.
Without that rat, Ant-Man doesn't get out of the quantum realm, and the universe stays the way it
did
is.
kind of feel like the first maybe hour of the movie after like Tony Stark had his old spiel and everything.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as Ant-Man came back, it kind of just felt like Ant-Man 3 for a little while.
Yeah.
I liked that.
And I liked that because it made Ant-Man relevant. Like
Yeah.
until then, I felt like, yeah, he's just a fanboy. He doesn't know as much as Hank.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Like, he's not smart. He's just a dude with a suit that
Yeah.
was given to him, and he's a criminal.
He came up with the plan to try and fix this, and he didn't do a lot. I felt like he didn't do much.
It was a bit.
I
Of,
wanted
He
to
did say, that's America's ass.
Yes,
I love
yeah, that was great.
That is America's
But
I
ass.
did like how he was like a pivotal point in Captain America: Civil War, and that's
Yes.
what the second Ant-Man was about as well.
Yeah.
And then in Endgame, his whole thing was in between Tony Stark and
Yes.
Captain America. So
Yeah.
it makes him feel cemented.
Yes.
And
yeah.
that he's going to mean a lot and do a lot more in the future, and that's good because I love Ant-Man.
Yeah, I like Ant-Man. I just I wanted more action sequences with him because I
Yeah.
like his power set. I love the fact that he's super strong when he's tiny.
Yeah.
I love I love the scenes in Ant-Man where there is just a dude getting beaten up by thin air. Like, I love those bits.
Yeah,
so
it's
I
great.
wanted to see a bit more of that.
It
But
was good when Wasp came back in and then they both shrunk and then went off and did
Yeah, that was
Yes,
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like, I don't think she has any lines in that movie.
No.
I think
But,
she
like,
said-
she does-
Oh, she did say... I'm pretty sure she was the one that said, "We've got her," when Captain Marvel came in and Spider-Man said, "I don't know how you're going to take all this guy."
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
I
yes,
think
yes,
she
yes.
said, "We've got her,"
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
everybody came in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trying to think, what else have I got down? The different, like, specific time periods. Like, let's talk about What's Her Face's death.
Which one?
Black Widow?
Black Widows. Like,
Yeah.
I like that sequence of, like, these are two characters that love each other.
Yes.
And, like, not necessarily, like, romantically, but, like, respect and partnership, like, the last 10 or 20
It's
years.
platonic. It's
Yeah.
They're brother and sister, basically.
Yeah, and, like, especially in contrast to Thanos
Yeah.
getting the stone, really good.
Yes.
What I thought they were going to do, because the last line specifically, a soul for a soul,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which, if this is a contract, could be seen as, like, the actual final legally binding sentence. I don't know how contracts work.
Yeah.
So-
What I was thinking is that they could have thrown Red Skull off the cliff, and that's how they would have gotten out of it scot-free, but no.
Nah.
I have
I think Red Skull
before.
might not have a skull, have a soul of the...
Yeah.
It had to be a soul that mattered as well, I'm pretty sure. But
Yeah.
Captain America, his task was to take all of the soul gems, all the power, fucking
Infinity
Infinity Stones, back to the respective time, the respective place.
Yeah.
So what did he do with the Soul Stone?
He drops it back at that place.
Yeah. I mean, someone else has to go
He
get
just
it.
drops it there.
I mean, probably give
Yeah.
it to Red Skull.
Probably.
Like, there's,
Yeah.
there's a whole fucking TV show or comic book where he just does all those things, and it's probably a really interesting story.
Yeah,
Like,
probably.
him having to go and give it back to the ancient one, and
Yeah.
she's like, oh, don't tell me, but I know, but I want to know, but like, there's like.
I mean, it's this weird and okay. So here's the issue. Here's the
Here's the
secondary issue that I have with Endgame is that they did the time travel shit. And when you do time travel shit, it always opens up a box of worms.
Yeah.
It opens up It opens a myriad of problems that you can't explain away. Yeah. So like, there's things like you know,
Loki with a Tesseract.
if Captain America drops it off the Ancient One, and the Ancient One already knew about Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
but is it that moment where? Like, what's the moment now where the Ancient One knew Doctor Strange would be the Sorcerer Supreme? Is it the moment of the car accident? Did she know from before that? Did she know from before that? Also, how come in Doctor Strange she was able to see the future, and she'd seen the future several times but couldn't see past a certain point because she knows she died? How come she couldn't see that part where she's asked for an Infinity Stone from Hulk and just give it up?
She's not. Oh, I don't know.
Because that was one of the things that annoyed me. Was I was like, you said you've seen into the future. You can see into your future up until a certain point, and it goes dark because you're dead.
Yeah.
And you know you're gonna die. So if you've seen that, then how come Hulk appearing and asking for an Infinity Stone is such a shock to you? And also, you're not gonna do it, even though you know that you survived past that. So obviously, giving the stone to Hulk isn't that big of a deal, because you're there past that point.
Again, I think this is like both from the writers and maybe even her perspective. There's a lot of time happening, and it just
Yeah, there's a lot of time. There's a lot of time happening.
like it just gets a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
What we're talking about, like, what do we think of Professor Hulk?
I like it.
I like it. I don't like how they didn't. Like they explained it enough. I think I would have been happier with what they did, but it is a little bit weird for it just to have happened. It's like, yeah, I just figured it out.
Yeah.
After like 6 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good now, guys.
I wish Universal wasn't such a bitch and let them make a Hulk movie. I would have liked to have seen one Hulk movie before this. Because if we had gotten Hulk in space or something, I mean, it made sense to me. Like, I figured
Yeah.
it didn't jar me too much because we
Well,
got
well,
Ragnarok.
That
Yeah.
made sense.
Yeah, because we got Ragnarok where the Hulk was talking, and so like it implies Ragnarok is enough to imply that there's been enough of an evolution in Hulk that he can speak.
Yeah.
And actually not just be a rage monster anymore.
Yeah.
So there's somewhat of an evolution, and to then go into Infinity War where he gets the shit kicked out of him,
And he's scared, yeah.
and he gets scared, and he develops another emotion other than just rage.
Yeah.
So he's developing more emotions, and it brings to his natural conclusion that Hulk would eventually, you'd be able to
Yeah.
merge the two parts of the psyche
Yeah.
together. the time skip justifies it as well. It's
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
That's plenty of time.
And he spent 2 years on Sakaar, so...
Yes, yeah.
The one criticism I have seen is that, like, is that people think that Bruce overtakes not Thor, sorry,
The Hulk.
Hulk, and, like, when the idea is that they're both supposed to have a hand on the wheel,
Mm-hmm.
and, like, I've been thinking about that criticism, like, no, they are the two combined, because Banner, while we literally see Banner, this Professor Hulk is confident, like, in a very different way to what Bruce was. Like, he's no longer timid, he's no longer...
Yeah.
Like, the scene with the kids, where they're
Yeah.
asking for selfies and stuff, that's... Bruce would never do that.
No, not in a million
Hulk
years.
wouldn't do that. This
Yeah.
is both of them hand on the wheel. Like,
Yeah.
so many, like, he's joking through the whole movie,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
not...
yeah.
Bruce has made jokes,
Yes.
but that's not his
But he has a
personality.
confidence and an air of confidence about
Yeah.
him that you just don't get. Like the fact that he would just walk up to Thor and like knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's definitely an air of confidence about
Yeah.
about Professor Hulk that I like.
Yeah.
And I like it a lot.
Yeah. What did you think of the pep talk that Mum gave Thor?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. But the thing is, again, I liked it,
Yeah,
but
undercut.
I would have liked it better if he fucking trimmed up and didn't
Yeah.
look like that for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, the comedic... the problem was... I couldn't... Like, when he put on Thor's armor, I couldn't take him seriously.
Yeah.
He had a beer gut in that armor. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, come on. He
Yeah.
he looked like that... In the first Thor movie, he has a friend that's super big and fat.
Yeah,
he looked like,
Volstagg, yeah.
he looked like that dude. And I
Yeah,
was like,
he did,
nah, I don't
yeah.
want that dude. Because when at the start of the final battle, where he like lifts up Stormbreaker and lightning strikes him, I thought that was going to be lightning strike, beard
Trimmed,
trimmed up, hair slicked back. Like he doesn't cut it. Maybe he keeps the long hair.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like a merger of the two Thors of like long hair from the first movie, long beard from this movie, combine it together. Eyeball explodes, gets his patch back, and he trims straight back up. That's what I wanted to see. Was like transformed Thor.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Yeah.
And I kind of was disappointed by it.
I'm actually really thinking, what's the point? Like, I don't think Fat Thor is going to sell very well in toys.
No, it's not.
No one's going to want, like, yeah, it'd be cool
there's-
when you have, like, that the only thing is that, like, Mjolnir and Stormbreaker. That'll sell, but kids are going to be like, but it's Fat Thor as well, like...
Actually,
It's a weird-
I reckon it'll sell surprisingly well. I think they're not too stupid in that manner. Oh, that was another moment I liked in the final battle was when
Dual wielding.
but when Captain America and Thor are using individual ones and then accidentally they swap over.
Yeah.
And Cap's using Stormbreaker
Yeah.
and then like actually no I want that one. Like
Yeah.
that one's better.
Yeah.
Like I like that moment too.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool that he just takes Mjolnir from
Yeah.
his past.
Yeah, like, again...
Yes, yeah, that was
like I don't know the time. Like, does this everything they do create? Like, is it butterfly effect?
So that was the question I had coming out of the cinema, and Vanessa had as well, which was like, so it's 5 years later, and then they win, and then Peter Parker goes back to high school?
Yeah, no, we were thinking about that as well. Like, but like
what?
maybe the thing is like because what maybe that implies that his whole cohort, or at least his friends, were
All dusted?
and when they come back, they just have to like re-enroll and like just get back into the literal swing of
Maybe
things.
all the governments get back together and say like, okay, so it's 2023, but can we just call it 2019 because the last 5 years didn't happen?
Or like it's a bunch of bureaucracy paperwork. That's why I thought like this movie was gonna go 5 years later and then reset back to 2018. Like that's what I thought.
I thought that was going to happen
Because that's
too.
usually how movie like this work.
Yeah.
They let the darkest timeline happen,
Yeah.
and then they reset it
But
back.
no, they're leaving it as it is because
Yeah.
Morgan's still alive.
Who?
Tony Stark's daughter.
Yes, I didn't hear what you said. Yeah.
Yeah.
That we've got new Nebula. Not what do you call it? Nebula? Gamora.
New Gamora. Yeah, that was an
Yeah.
interesting thing because, again, we were talking about that afterwards. Like, what's with Gamora? And I'm like, well, she probably exists,
Yeah.
but because she is the version of her from 2014 before Guardians 1 happens,
Yeah.
hello, plot of Guardians 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, easy done. And that was actually one thing I mentioned as well to the people I was talking with was like, how fucking cool is it? Because Guardians Volume 3 is written.
Yeah.
It is fully written.
Yeah.
And there are planned other movies, like Far From Home is written.
It filmed.
Filmed, yeah. Those people on those movies all have to have known in some capacity how this movie went.
To some, even very small degree of what happened, yeah.
They need to know what happened. How did we get, like, basically no spoilers? It was pretty low on the spoiler.
Probably because, like, 4 people knew, and, like,
Yeah.
it was, like, the script writer and, like...
I know, I just think it's fascinating. Because, like, when you look at the world of video games, as soon as one person knows something, the whole world knows something. But, like, it's really cool how in movies they're able to do that, which I really liked. I liked the fact that I went in with, like, zero anything. I was here to watch this movie.
What do we think of the 70s part, where they are back at the military camp? Cap and...
That was fun.
I think it was nice for Tony to be able to see his dad.
Yeah.
That was a nice moment.
I like that. But that's where we got the Stan Lee cameo as 70s Stan, which is my favourite Stan.
Yes. Yeah.
We
Would
saw
say peace and love, not war.
Yeah.
there's Hank Pym there, and it's got the original Ant-Man helmet. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
We got to see Jarvis, like...
Yes, the
and
human
that
Jarvis.
is specifically from Agent Carter.
Yes.
Which, that's the first time they've ever referenced a TV show.
Yeah.
Like, ever.
And it's a beautiful moment to tie in as well because we don't get Vision in this movie.
Yeah.
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 So we get still that actor and that voice.
Yeah.
Because I love Jarvis's voice.
Yeah, like
I think
there's
it's
one
perfect.
scene I think in Avengers where they go back to the 2012 where talking to Jarvis.
Oh,
like,
yes,
fuck,
Jarvis.
I miss Paul Bettany
Yeah.
just Jarvising.
I miss Jarvis.
And yeah, we also get Peggy there.
I like Friday though. Friday's okay.
I was
But
Friday
really
has no
sad when
personality.
She, said
She does.
Friday, and then it was like systems failing.
yeah. Friday does have a
Oh.
bit of a personality. It's just not as much as Jarvis.
Yeah.
Jarvis is just
Or even what's the chops from Homecoming? I don't remember her name, but
Oh, yeah,
Homecoming
I don't
AI.
Yeah.
What do we think of the Iron Gauntlet? That's what I'm calling it.
What, the one that
Tony makes.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
I
It was
thought
cool looking.
that was really smart what he did with the nanotech.
Yes.
So fucking smart because you're like, that he's like, how did Tony? He's not a master thief. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And then like you can see them forming. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's so fucking smart.
Yes, and it's perfect. It's perfect.
It was also because Thanos had no idea about his nanotech either.
I don't think like any version.
Oh yeah, no, that actually makes sense. Yeah.
So he would have just been like, oh yeah, fucking, you can't get this glove off me. And Tony's like, bitch, you thought.
Yeah.
God, I love
Nurse.
it. Did he?
He snapped. Thanos snapped.
I'm trying to remember.
Thanos did snap.
No. Tony Stark. I'm trying to remember which hand he snaps with.
I think it's the left
The
hand.
right.
I think it's the right.
He does it with the right.
Because there's been a running thing in the MCU where go back and watch all the MCU movies. One of Tony Stark's arms is always fucked up at the end of his films.
He's been like, since one of the movies, he's been like caressing.
Since the first one.
Yeah.
Since Iron Man 1, he comes back and he's only got one of his arms in a sling.
Oh,
And every movie, at the end of the movie, it's the same arm that's been fucked up every single time. And everyone was thinking that, and I think it is the right arm.
Yeah.
It's the same arm he snaps with, which I think is a really cool, like...
if that is very intentional, yeah.
Yeah, if it's like seeding it from the very beginning.
I know. Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. In Civil War, where they do the punch thing, and like basically Tony's arm gets fucked up from that, from like Cap and him fighting.
Yeah.
In Homecoming, he's holding his wrist. Like
Yeah.
when he's talking to Peter on the thing, he's like holding his wrist because it still hurts. Because it's only 6 months afterwards, I think.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like I'm like, holy shit, that's a huge injury.
Yeah, and from every single appearance of Iron Man, by the end of that movie or at some point during that movie, I'm pretty sure it's his right arm is all fucked up. In some capacity, and so it's like it's the same one every single time. So it's like this foreboding drilling into his head, future. Especially if the time travel loopy thingy, when you think about it, of like he's going back and then doing this stuff, and then ripples.
I
of
don't
time.
think the time travel affects their timeline.
No,
but it will affect the timeline they went into.
But it's kind of like this ripple of time, kind of thing about like he did this thing and gone back and it ripples through and kind of like it's like an echo. Like every time he goes into battle, he can't help but get one step closer to the thing that's going to kill him.
What is Thanos' sword made out of? It's got to be
vibranium, at least.
Got to be adamantium, right?
Oh yeah.
Because
it chops away at that shield, like it fucks
There's
it up.
also other space metal, like adamantium and vibranium are like the only two space metals that we know of on Earth. The universe is huge.
It feels like it's probably made something similar, or if not tougher than like Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, like something like that.
Yeah.
Because like remember, Thanos is the son of a Celestial.
Yeah.
So
Is he?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, he's the son of Kronos, the
Titans.
Celestial.
I think that's the case. I know the planet they live on is Titan.
Yes.
Eternals is the movie we are getting.
Yeah, and Kronos is one of the Eternals.
Yeah.
He's one of the Celestials, and I believe
Celestials and
Thanos-
Eternals are different. Yeah.
Yes.
But we also shouldn't talk too much about that because they could do whatever they want. Because
They
the
can.
Eternals are super confusing
Yes,
in
yeah.
comics.
They're
But
probably
then-
going to end up bringing them in after Doctor Doom. Because the Russo brothers really want Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Galactus might be up on the next
Yeah.
on the chopping block next.
Okay,
Silver Surfer 2.
we'll get into that in a second. The funeral scene. Everyone was there, including the fucking kid from Iron Man 3, which I
That
didn't...
was the kid from Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Because literally everyone in the cinema was like, "Who's that fucking kid?" And everyone was like, "Oh, it's probably that kid from Iron Man 3."
So
Yeah.
that's who it was.
Yeah.
Because
Oh my God.
my first thought was, who the fuck is this kid? No one remember. Why is he saying about himself? Was he some random guy that just got here? I'm like, is this Tony Stark from the past, from the future, or from the past? Because that does happen. Like when he dies in the 90s, he comes back as a kid.
Oh wow.
And that gets really weird. So I
Yeah.
thought that might have been the thing. I'm like, I know it's the kid from Iron Man 3.
Yes, yeah.
Um,
Fucking hell.
Which I haven't seen since Jurassic World.
I have not seen that movie in a long time.
Yeah.
I think I've only seen it like once.
I've seen it.
in the
I've
three
seen it
times.
twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But the thing is, it's been so long, the kid's grown up, so I couldn't tell it was
Yeah.
him.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a good little.
Yeah.
Captain America now looks like Clint Eastwood.
I love that. I love that that's how they signed off.
Yeah.
I love the fact
Yeah.
that he got to go back and finish his life.
What's really weird?
I saw it coming because as soon as he went and they're like, oh yeah, he'll have as long as he wants,
Yeah.
but he'll be back in 10 seconds, and then they did that. I'm like, he's not coming back. And
Yeah,
then
no.
they did it, and it's like,
No.
he's not
When he was first on the seat, I thought that was going to be Skinny Steve. Like he went back and like he finished his mission and then went back to like before he became Captain America.
Oh.
He reverted back to Steve Rogers, like which is his
Yeah.
core.
Yeah. But no.
Yeah.
He went back to just. I'm assuming he's in the ice and then he just
Yeah.
comes back. And it's a really cool idea because he gets to live. Not only does he get to live his own life, but he also gets to live and see everything that he's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
And like watch it and be like back from. It's such a cool moment. I
Yeah.
love it. I think it's beautiful. And I also love the fact that. That Sam looks at the wedding ring on his finger and says, "Do you want to tell me about her?" And he says,
No.
"No." And it's like, oh, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. That's like such a Steve Rogers thing.
Yeah.
Of like, he's not gonna. Gentleman doesn't kiss and tell.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
That's his. That's him. That's who he is.
Yeah.
It's not for those guys. I love it. I love it.
It was like that's where I started sobbing. Like just that I'm like fuck because yeah.
It's a beautiful moment.
Yeah. The thing about that scene though is the song they play is the song that plays when Nick Fury busts into his apartment in Winter Soldier and he's all fucked up
Yeah.
after Winter Soldier just took him down on the
Yeah.
street. So it's really weird having this beautiful moment, but I really do connotate that song with a fucked up Fury.
Yeah.
Like just fucking like had a purple lightsaber his way to get out of that. Like yeah.
But yeah.
And then he gets shot again.
I love the fact that we end the movie with the dance.
Yeah.
The dance that was promised
Yeah.
all those years ago.
What happened with? I remember like seeing in the movie. I can't remember what scene it was,
Mhm.
but Captain Marvel seeing Nick Fury as one of the people who.
It was when they were like going through the list of people who had passed away, like been
Been
snapped
dusted.
away,
Yeah.
and she noticed it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
literally it. Nothing.
Okay.
It was right. At the start.
It weirded me out that at the funeral scene they didn't have Nick Fury and Captain Marvel interact.
Yeah.
They just stood at the house and
Yeah.
just didn't look at each other.
Maybe they
Thought
interacted before that or something.
Maybe, I don't know, but it
Fury's
felt
weird.
a bit weird.
Yeah.
That felt a bit weird.
So yeah,
Also, okay, the one thing that that my fiance brought up, weird they didn't do a funeral for Black Widow.
that's what I think everyone's coming like. What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, I came up with an explanation. I don't think it's great. She's a spy. She doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You can't really have a funeral for someone who doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's difficult.
And there's no-
and they kind of have their moment directly after the event, where they're all sitting on the
Yeah.
like on the porch thing, and they're all just like fucking done.
Yeah.
Like they have that moment, because, and I think the other thing is they seed it with someone asking like, does she have any family? And
We
it's
are
like,
her
we
family.
are her family.
Yeah.
So this is it. This is everyone who's ever going to come to that
Yeah.
funeral. So
It would have been cool if like there was like
something.
it could have just been a double funeral. Like
Yeah. It could have been.
yeah.
But I get the feeling that like that funeral, at least, like I say, I'm trying to justify it from a storyline perspective, and at least to me, that funeral is more for Pepper and Morgan.
Yeah.
It's not for the Avengers guys, because
Yeah.
they're the front and center.
Yeah.
Not because if so, then you would have had those Avengers people at the front,
Yeah.
saluting him and whatever. But no, the family is there.
You're
It's
right.
more of a family moment. Whereas Black Widow, like they say, has no family. I still don't think it's great,
Yeah.
but it's at least a justification.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about Black Widow's death. I was telling people afterwards, I think it's good that they did kill someone other than Tony Stark, because in order to allow these movies to continue, there needs to be consequences.
Yeah.
And that's a consequence
Yeah.
they can't undo. So death has meaning.
Yeah.
Finally.
We'll see.
Yeah.
A couple of things. Thor leaves New Asgard to the leadership of Valkyrie,
Mm-hmm.
then becomes an Asgardian of the galaxy.
Yep.
Cool. Valkyrie's a cool character. She might be the star of Ragnarok 2 or whatever ends up happening there.
so cool.
Because Taika Waititi went in and pitched it the other day, apparently.
Huh.
So
Cool.
we'll see how that probably happened after Guardians 3.
Yeah, I think Thor would be involved in Ragnarok too.
How cool would it be if there was the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3,
Mhm.
Thor's in it? I don't want him to be a main part of it.
He'll be a part of it.
He'll
the same
be
way
a
he's part
of
of the
it,
Avengers.
I don't want him to be a main part of it.
I would prefer if he was the main part in Guardians and then was a sub part in Ragnarok too.
Yeah. I'm cool with whatever.
Yeah, cool with whatever. It doesn't really matter.
They'll figure it out.
yeah.
But I would love to see like Guardians in a Ragnarok, because
Yeah.
Ragnarok reminded me a lot of Guardians.
Yeah, that'd be
So
cool.
if they were to
That'd be
just
cool.
do that, and I think that's what they're sort of going for now, but if they
Yeah.
just did that.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah.
What do we think of the death toll? Like, it's just Tony, Widow, from the
Vision.
2 movies.
Vision.
I did forget to include Vision,
Yeah.
Gamora, and now past Nebula.
That's fine.
Yeah, like for the movie.
Like the thing is, like
it's not a Game of Thrones. Like, it's the
yeah, I was
opposite
about
of
to
Game
say
of Thrones.
this doesn't need to be Game of Thrones. You
Yeah.
don't need to wipe out half the Starks and Lannisters.
Yeah.
Like you can just leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
just wipe
superhero
out
movie.
one star.
Yeah, it's a superhero movie.
Yeah.
You know, like it needed to have a happy ending. I think that's one of the things that I am.
And it's good because sometimes people don't need to die for there to be consequences.
Yeah.
Like Captain America is just old.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to fight anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He'll be
like-
in it. And that's how I imagine, like, characters who are dead could still be in it in some capacity.
Well, they can
whether it
still
be
do a-
flashbacks.
Yeah.
Or
You can
visions.
still do a Black Widow movie. It's just a prequel.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Let's get into that now. Black Widow movie is happening.
Yes.
It's got David Harbour from Stranger Things, the old cop.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a prequel. Yeah.
Prequel or like a new mantle or it's probably a
I think
prequel.
prequels. probably
This feeds into my theory that no women can exist in the present when they lead a movie. Wonder Woman is set in the past. Captain Marvel is set in the past. Black Widow.
Yeah,
seems
but
like
Captain Marvel will have a sequel that will be set in the present. Surely.
her time period could be what she did in between, like the taking down the Supreme Intelligence, which could be like the 2000s.
They'll get her to our present.
Yeah.
They'll get her to our present.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. I think you're right. It's a weird thing, but also I think they will get her to our present. That's
Yeah.
not a that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if they have too much with Captain Marvel in the present at the moment, they've sort of got to include everybody else, because if Captain Marvel is there, if it's on Earth in present day, everybody else is going to be there.
Yeah, like they've written themselves in a corner in a different way. Because like again, Captain Marvel is like OP, so like you've got to do what she was doing in between. Because you also got to answer the question, where the fuck was she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next movie to come out is Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Looking forward to it.
It is the epilogue to Phase 3. It was the first Phase 4 movie, then it's come from like now to make this a
Yeah.
epilogue.
Yeah,
Eternals is happening.
What does that even mean?
An epilogue.
it's like a sub.
No, I mean like the phases, because I'm unfamiliar to that term with this universe. So what was phase 1?
Phase 1 is Iron Man
To Avengers.
To Avengers.
Yeah,
Phase 2 is Avengers.
Is Iron Man 3 to Ant-Man,
Yeah.
Okay.
which includes Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Then Phase 3 is Civil War to Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Saga.
Yeah, the Infinity. That's all of that was the
Yeah.
Infinity Saga.
Yeah, from
including
Civil War
Spider-Man.
to now. and then once we hit Phase 4 is the first movie after.
So
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man,
Yeah,
is going to be an epilogue.
It's like what
Yeah.
Ant-Man was to Age of Ultron.
Yeah, it's like this is like one more little thing after this like massive event.
Yeah.
Just one more little thing,
Yeah.
just a small bit.
So Mysterio
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
is going to be the villain.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, he is. He was in the shorts.
Yeah. He'll be the villain for Far From Home. I don't know whether
Yeah.
he's going to survive Far From Home.
We'll see.
He's a bad villain.
Um,
I hope
yeah.
they write him well.
The next movie after that seems to be Eternals. They are casting for it.
Angelina
This could
Jolie.
also. Sorry?
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina
I
Jolie,
hear?
yeah.
Which will be.
Eternals.
Eternals are
Eternals.
Thanos' race.
No. They're not. He's not an Eternal.
I'm pretty sure he is.
I don't think so.
I think he's just a Titan. He's just a Titan.
Yeah, I don't think he's an Eternal. Maybe. Oh, maybe
He has
I'm right.
connections to Eternals.
Yeah,
And
so
that's
I
why
think
he
he's
doesn't
He's like a
know.
mutant Eternal.
Yeah, I think
So-
his father is an Eternal. I
Yeah.
think that's what it is.
Yeah, and that's like the same way that humans in the Marvel Universe are have mutants.
Yeah.
Eternals are people who live on Titans.
Yeah.
On Titan that are mutants.
Yeah.
So they basically all have the same power set.
Yeah.
But someone might be specialized in speed. Someone might be specialized in telekinesis.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Eternal. This all could be null and void. Like this is going to be like Guardians. Like nothing's going to matter. They're going to be
it's
making their own lore
yeah, it's
and
like their
like
own
fitting
set.
it for the MCU. Like yeah. So that
I
is
thought the
happening.
Eternals was like Infinity, Galactus, and all of that.
Those are, I think, Celeste.
No, I think there are like three terms. There's Celestials, Eternals, and something else. And as far as I'm aware, throughout the comic books, they've been interchangeable at times.
Yeah.
So I think the MCU is going to try and like these are Eternals, these are Celestials. Like Ego, the planet.
Yeah.
From Guardians 2, he's a Celestial.
Yeah.
The Eternals are just like
It's going to
ancient
be
beings.
very interesting to see what happens with Star-Lord, because now they've written him in a way that he has potential,
Yes.
but doesn't have an easy way to access it.
Correct.
He has what's there, but he doesn't have the fuel anymore.
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if that'll ever come back.
I don't think it will, which sucks. We're also getting, well, it sets up as Guardians of the Galaxy or Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah.
That movie is written,
Yeah.
but because James Cameron was fired, he still needed to work, so he went and signed himself on for the Suicide Squad.
So it's,
After the Suicide Squad happened, that's when it
they
probably
start
starts
production.
Volume
Yeah.
3.
It's not long though. It's not too far. I think Suicide Squad wraps in August or something like that. It's not long.
I don't think they started filming it yet, but it could still wrap in
Yes,
August.
it's not long.
Yeah.
Like basically what I heard was like they should be starting the production on Guardians Volume 3 like next year.
Yeah, no,
Not
I
that
believe
far.
that.
Yeah.
Which means he might be a very busy man because he's still got to finish directing that movie.
Yes, yeah.
Post production. Then there's the movie. This is officially announced called Shang-Chi. It's a Chinese kung fu fighter.
Cool.
Basically, Iron Fist without the Iron Fist.
Cool.
Being directed by a Japanese, a Hawaiian Japanese. What are they called? Director.
Yep.
It'd be something different.
Yeah,
If it's basically
it's a kung fu movie.
yeah, the Bruce Lee movie.
Fuck
awesome.
yeah. Fuck yeah. I'll take that.
Other things that this probably set up.
Black Panther 2 is going to be a thing.
Black Panther, yeah, Ryan Coogler had basically signed on to do
Yeah.
that. Ant-Man and the Wasp and Stature.
Yeah.
What?
Stature is Cassie. She grows up to become Stature, who's also just a giant girl sort of
Yeah.
thing. Which feeds into my thing that they're setting up the Young Avengers.
Yes.
Originally, babies were cast for Endgame. Those babies were likely to be Vision and Wanda's children.
Mm-hmm.
And they become Young Avengers.
Yeah.
Those babies weren't seen, obviously.
Yep.
But because of that, we are getting WandaVision, which is the Disney Plus show.
Which is such a bad name.
It's
but
not
yes.
a good name at
No.
all, but
a Disney Plus show with Wanda and Vision.
and like it's meant to have like a 50s aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
So like, which is the comic book that just happened, where like Vision has his own family of other Visions. I can see it being very inspired by that.
Yeah.
And that's how we get the babies there.
Oh, there's so much. There's a lot. They've planned,
Ragnarok 2.
Yeah.
Watiti has pitched.
Yeah.
The this is officially announced. Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Which will probably just be them dealing with Cap's retirement /
Yes.
death
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
who
Cleaning up what's going on with
Yeah.
the world. Yep.
and it'll be a cool buddy cop show.
Yes.
Loki is an actual anthology. Well, it's a show that's coming as well. Which
Okay.
the rumor is that it's going to be like
I just
kind of like Twilight Zone in terms of like Tom Hiddleston will narrate. There'll be a different guy playing
Right.
young Loki.
yeah. I
Maybe,
don't
or
want-
unless they just throw more money at Tom
Yeah.
Hiddleston, like act, man, act. And then the whole Disney
Any
Plus
more
show.
any more movies?
Hawkeye,
The TV shows don't really tie in that much.
Well, these are proper produced by Kevin Feige.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so these Disney Plus shows are going to be within the proper MCU.
Oh, that's annoying. I don't like that.
They were only meant to be like 6 to 8 episodes. So
okay, but still, it's a lot. I don't like that. But
we'll see how The Mandalorian is, and then just go from there. This indicates what that'll be.
Yeah.
No other movies announced. The only one that I have is Young Avengers, which is going to be like Avengers 6 or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Also, I meant to write down A-Force. We might get a movie of that, which is the women. Oh, I did write it down. All the women, that women shot is A-Force, which is the team of all women Avengers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I think that would be cool. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
The only thing that, She-Hulk is usually the leader of that. She-Hulk and Captain Marvel.
Oh.
But She-Hulk...
Oh, we need a She-Hulk.
Because that's still, stuck with Universal.
Just get buff. And then
All right, so
but that's everything.
Final words on Endgame.
It's a good movie. Has problems. Is it the perfect ending? It's as good as we're going to get sans fix Thor.
Yeah, again, it's my one problem with the movie.
Yeah.
Thor. I think
they're
that's the one
setting him up to
sticking
be hilarious as Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's the other thing I'm worried about. I wasn't a fan of Guardians 2. I'm worried James Gunn...
I don't know.
I was a fan of Guardians 2. I thought it was great.
It's so weird because some people, with MCU, some people are like, I don't like this part, but I really like this part, whereas I will have a different opinion, or a lot of people will have the same opinion as me, but other people, it's like...
It's almost like people have opinions.
No, but it's really weird because I never have a conversation about the MCU with people where they all agree that a specific movie set is
the best, yeah. So I think, my final thing on this one is Endgame is not as good as Infinity War, but it's still excellent.
Yeah.
It's excellent.
I do agree with you. There are parts of both that I like and parts of both that I didn't like, but Infinity War, I think, as a movie, is definitely better.
I think maybe Infinity War has the edge because it has more of new Avengers interaction. Like we get more Spider-Man, Doctor Strange.
Yeah. I think we had more interaction between more characters that we'd never seen interaction.
Whereas this was just Avengers plus Nebula
and everybody just sort of came into it right at the end, and it was like 5 minutes of let's go. Tony talks to everyone.
I think the other thing that I don't like about it, and sort of as I think about it more, is that I don't like the fact that the Thanos that lost is not the Thanos that actually did the thing. You know what I mean? Because the time travel thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way.
I think the way that they've done that is like a poetic justice for Thanos. Is like he won.
Yeah.
And then died, but he won. He did what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
So he did win. They just won against another Thanos.
Yeah, and I don't like that.
Everyone wins.
Yeah, 50-50.
Except for
See, that's the thing. I don't like that. There's a part of me, I guess maybe it's the human part of me that's just I want revenge. I wanted Thanos to cop it. Yeah. But the thing is, the Thanos that they defeat doesn't really get the satisfaction of winning and then losing. There's no revenge. He doesn't feel the consequence or punishment. As far as he's concerned, he never gets to finish off his plan.
He knows he does. That's why he says, "I am inevitable," which I don't mind that line. It's pretty good.
It's good
because he's still his future. Like, I got this.
Which he knows he does, but he never experiences it.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish that the Thanos that did this actually gets to experience the failure as well.
I guess the other thing is the first Thanos that we saw, he'd wiped out half the population, and that. When we saw it, was that kind of makes sense, and I can half sympathise with that.
Yeah.
So you can see it as a way of him just trying to do what he thinks is best for everybody else, right?
Yeah.
To me,
Thanos was just I'm going to wipe it all.
The new Thanos was I can see that's not going to work. I hate you all.
That's what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm going to wipe out everything and start again. So he's even more evil, I guess.
He's evil. He doesn't even want to do any good.
Yeah, that's
he
proper
just wants
evil.
To be God.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And I think they did do the appropriate thing. Is that
whereas
Thanos?
The original Thanos just wanted to relax and make everyone happy.
Yes, and I think it's appropriate that Thanos dusted. That was this final thing.
Yeah.
So that was good. Oh, that was a long one.
It was a long one.
God,
let's wrap this up.
We'll probably talk about it again when Kyron finally sees it.
We will definitely.
We will be talking about this for the next 10 years.
Yeah, probably.
This is a very when we were driving there, I said this is a pivotal moment. This is before Endgame and after Endgame.
Yeah.
We will like movies are influenced from this, like whether it's people trying to be more cinematic universes, like you can get $2 billion out of this. Let's actually try and make actual good movies.
It's very. I think that's what they'll do with Far From Home. Actually, that'll be like the pivotal moment now because in Far From Home, he's gonna have to come to terms with the fact that Tony is gone.
Yeah.
And
Far From Home's
he's
going to be a big
He's
deal.
going to be like,
Yeah.
I'm useless without Tony. What am I going to do? I
Yeah.
need some wisdom, and then he's going to
Far From Home is also how we. It's going to be the blueprint for how you bounce off of something like this.
Yeah.
You've just ended a decade worth of movies. We'll see whether the hype train's still there. Like, whether people go, okay, that's 10 years. I'm done with Marvel.
That's pretty much me. Like I'm like keeping like hold of the threads, but if there is an actual decline in this, like which is possible, I can just see me just watching these as movies instead of obsessing over them.
Yeah.
That's me with Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm not going to be watching the prequel for Game of Thrones unless it is one of the best TV shows of all time again.
Yeah.
Like, I'll see if I give any shit about Star Wars. Like that's treading on thin ice as it is.
Yeah, Star Wars is...
It's going to be rough.
Yeah, no,
But it's going to be an interesting year because we're finishing a lot of things.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
My back.
Finish it up.
Yeah.
Finish my back.
Wrap it up.
If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, comment below. What's your thoughts on Endgame? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Or email us at amalgamshow@gmail.com. Check us out on social media at The Amalgam Show, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the website at, just says www.
That's not the correct URL, by the way.
No,
Just
yeah.
read
No,
it.
I think I had a stroke.
www.theamalgamshow.com.
I had a
Follow me on
stroke.
Twitter at Shannon Hagler.
Yeah, we got also our things in the description. Until next
I
time,
want
y'all.
Twitter followers.
Until next time, everyone. Bye.
Bye.